Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for a daily analysis video. It is a Sunday, the end of the week. It's a beautiful, beautiful day outside and I am in a good mood. I'm not sure why really. I think it's because I had the best sleep ever. And again, I'm not sure why I had such good sleep. It just feels like I slept for weeks. I woke up feeling so rejuvenated, so much energy. I'm enjoying my day. I hope you guys are too. Let's get on over here with Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. By the way, you may have noticed I have a white background going on today. Something different. I said, hey, why the hell not? I'm not sure if I like it though. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you prefer the white background or if you guys prefer the darker background that we've had for like the past year or so over here at the Mango Grove. So yeah, here we have Bitcoin on the weekly still sitting on our blue box territory over here, and this is getting really interesting because we are closing the week very soon, in 14 hours actually. And the question is, do we close above the box, do we close underneath the box, or do we close within the box? Now, closing within the box is going to be the most boring of the outcomes, and I'm hoping for one of the two scenarios, either we close above or underneath, because I actually do want to talk on this a little bit. Many of you have actually been PMing me, asking me very energetically, Sean, are you long? Sean, are you long? And usually when I get that kind of vibe, it's because people are trying to copy me on my trade. And I'm not saying that, hey, you are trying to copy me on my trade, especially if you are one of the people who PM me, okay? You may just be inquiring, you may just be curious, but usually this tends to happen when I am in a situation of being in a winning streak. And I've warned you guys before that just because things have been going right for me recently, it doesn't mean it's going to keep going right. This could very well be the trade that breaks my winning streak. It could be very well be the trade that could go very wrong, especially considering the overall market, right? And keep in mind that even if you do go long over here, guys, it won't be taking the same trade as me because I am using options to protect myself. I have a different trade. By the nature of it, I have a different trade over here because if I wake up tomorrow morning and we have a massive dump, I am protected. I'm completely protected. I have 8,500 puts. I also have 8,250 puts. I am fine. In fact, it will also allow me to position towards the downside and profit off a move towards the downside, especially if it's a nice aggressive move. I am going to be well positioned towards the downside for it. So be very careful in trying to copy me on this trade, guys. I really do not recommend it. I don't recommend listening to anything I say. I don't know what I'm talking about. You will likely lose all of your money. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about this over here. We have Bitcoin over here on the weekly time frame. The 21 EMA coming in at, let's go ahead and see this new background is going to take some, you know what, I'm changing it. I don't like it. Let's go back to it. By the way, guys, if you're wondering how to get to the dark theme and the lighter theme, you can just do it with simply click of the button, right click your trading view, go on to color theme and click dark, and there we have it, nice and clean, nice and dark, the Mango way, the simple way. And we're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly, and like I said, guys, even though I am playing this for a bounce off these levels over here, it doesn't mean it needs to happen, and I have my protection measures in place. In fact, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to show you guys the bearish case, and there's a lot going for the bears, okay? Especially with today's open, the bears have even more going for them. So I'm going to switch on over to, I'm going to clear everything out first, okay? And I'm going to give you guys the bearish case one by one. Firstly, we are still accumulating in this blue box territory over here, but we are playing this blue box on the weekly time frame, right? We're playing this on the weekly time frame, so that doesn't change anything for the daily downtrend. The daily downtrend is still, well, the daily trend is still down, all right? And that is heavily in favor of the bears right now, especially when you turn on the Mango ribbon and you see this right over here, okay? I'm going to turn off the horizontals. You're going to see that, hey, on the first go, we closed over the daily 200 as well as the Kijun. You could say that this was pretty good close, kind of on the daily 200, yes, but the second close was pretty good because we wicked down, we took out this low, but we managed to defend the Kijun as well as the daily 200. Now that was a good look, but look at what happened on the days that followed, guys. The next day we gave up the daily 200, but we defended the Kijun. The next day after that, we gave up the Kijun as well as the daily 200 after retesting both of them, right? The bears are stepping in and selling into it. All that's holding up price right now, guys, are the weekly levels. And that's essentially the same trade that we took over here, right? We took it off the weekly 21, weekly Tenkin, and weekly Kijun. And that's what we are playing over here as well. The week hasn't closed just yet. But at this moment, there's one key difference. Over here, the bulls were also defending the daily 21 and the daily Tenkin while we were testing it on the weekly levels as well. Over here, we have lost the daily levels. We are on a daily downtrend. Over here, we weren't in an uptrend. We had lost the uptrend over here as well, but we still had EMA and Ichimoku support. Over here, we have lost our Kijun support. We've lost our Ichimoku support. We've also lost our daily 200 moving average support, right? So those have now flipped into resistance. We are seeing it clearly over here, guys, and this is the bearish case. Even though we have weekly support over here, there's a lot going for the bears. We have the macro situation where everybody is kind of beginning to be risk off depending on how the S&P opens up tomorrow and how it goes. Do we see a bounce or not? That's going to change the picture for Bitcoin as well, in my opinion. But again, we'll talk about that soon. We have a lot going on over here. We have a daily downtrend, okay? We've lost the daily 200 moving average. We have lost the daily Kijun. And there's one more thing I do want to show you guys, okay? I'm going to clear everything out. No, actually, it is on the mango ribbon. Turn on the mango ribbon. Turn on the settings. Turn off everything. I want you guys to turn off everything, okay? Switch your MA to a white MA color right over here. I'm using white. I use white just for reference. That's how I remember my numbers. And switch your 10 MA into 5, okay? 5. By the way, I know you guys have been asking me for a mango ribbon video on how to use it, etc., and how to like use these numbers. I will be making one very soon. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to one, fit it into my schedule, and two, incorporate it into some more educational content. I can do it in one package for you guys, right? Instead of doing only the mango ribbon, and perhaps make a playlist of some sort. So I'm trying to figure that out for you guys. Leave a comment down below if you guys are interested in this kind of content, in a mango ribbon slash tutorial educational content, and I'll go ahead and spend the time on it as long as I know there's enough demand. I don't want to make a video and there not be enough people looking for it. So let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely put it up on my priority list. Okay, yeah, so I want you guys to essentially change it to white. If you want white, it looks good against black. And also change the 10 MA into your 5 MA, okay, so how do I use this? Essentially, I use this as a reference to get an idea of how aggressive the bears are being on this downtrend. Essentially, right over here, you guys can see that when we close this candle, okay, this candle, essentially right after we put in a lower high over here, another lower high, soon as this downtrend was confirmed with a lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, underneath the 10 SMA, we got this candle close as well. You can see that the bears have been using this as a heavy resistance line, okay? They've been selling into it on every touch. Right over here too, we are seeing some sell pressure going back into the last downtrend. You can see right over here as well, as soon as we lost it, boom, sold into, boom, sold into, boom, sold into. Now, does it need to be perfect? Over here it does seem perfect, but it does, you're using this, guys, as a guide, okay? You're not playing off it. I mean, you could if you wanted to. It depends on your trade system, it depends on your rules, etc. I am just trying to show you guys the bearish case over here, the bearish argument, even though I am long, okay? I want you guys to learn how to do this yourselves, get a holistic idea of what is going on, and put on the trade that suits your personality and suits your outlook of the current conditions of the market, all right? So again, right over here as well, guys, as soon as we lost the 10 SMA on this downtrend, you can see that the bears are aggressively pushing it down. You can go over here too, and you can see that the 5 MA, okay, the 5 simple moving average right over here too. While things were getting more and more bearish, as soon as we started putting in lower highs and lower highs, losing the 10 SMA was not a good look at all. Boom, 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 and it was pressing down on price. Now, this is something I just use for a reference, just to get an idea, and it is looking really bearish right over here too. You're seeing like this didn't happen this morning, but we got the wick up and boom, right now I think this happened a few hours ago, right? We're being sold into. So How is this invalidated? Remember guys, every thesis has a invalidation point, and this thesis, this bearish thesis over here, gets invalidated if we start closing multiple, a single daily candle above this. No, I want to see an open and close. Okay, so I want to see an open and a close, a full candle body above this 5 moving average over here. That would be a good look for just to start on the daily. All right, on the weekly, however, we have some more time. For the weekly, we talked about we're looking for a close over the 21 EMA. That would essentially have us basically giving us a close over this blue box territory over here, right? Currently we have the weekly Tenkin right underneath over here. We also have the monthly Tenkin. We can go ahead and talk about that, but there are multiple bearish cases. We have, again, let's go over it again. We have a clear downtrend over here. We have the 5 MA pressing against price action. We have us being resisted against by the 200 moving average, which is more important than the 5 simple moving average, guys. We have the Kijun also above price. Now this is 2 confirmed. Depending on how this candle closes, of course, we're going to have 2 candles underneath the Kijun. Not a good look at all. Let's go ahead and look at the stochastics now. How's that looking? They are looking bottomed, but remember guys, there is no such thing really as oversold or overbought. These things can stay over here for a very long time, cross in, cross out, cross in, cross out, and essentially can keep going down and down and down. It'll just stay down here. What you need, the better way to look at this to protect yourself, and so looking at these stochastics and being like, oh man, this is bottomed out, the better way to look at this is as, hey, the trend towards the bottom is really, really strong. Remember, I am a trend trader, and I use these to get an idea of whether the trend is strong or not. And over here, we're seeing the stochastics widen up at the bottom of the range, and this to me is actually more bearish than this is bullish. And I'll only start looking at this as a potential bullish case for the bulls if we have a cross over here, the blue crossing the red, and us start living above this 20 marker over here on the stochastics. Okay, RSI, nothing to be said over here, bearish. There's no bullish divergence. If any of you guys are looking for it, it's not even close. Let's go ahead and look at the 12 hour. Is there anything over here? There's actually potential for bullish divergence over here on the 12 hour, right over here. Nice. So, but again, it depends on what we do, right? Do we actually, I'll be looking for a tick above 8,800. If we see price tick above 8,800, then I'll be looking for a test towards 21 EMA. So you guys are seeing how this is shaping up with my thesis of the weekly having a bounce, right? But it needs to happen very soon because the week is about to close. If the week sees even a slight bounce above and has price ticking to 8,800-ish, it's going to have a spillover effect on this bullish divergence on these 12-hour stochastics playing out. 12-hour, sorry, I meant 12-hour RSI, bullish divergence on the 12-hour RSI playing out. As for 12-hour stochastics, this is what I mean, right? Look right over here, guys. If you were looking at the stochastics being oversold, okay, and then you also see the cross, right? This is where I see a lot of traders, a lot of professional traders too, just looking at the cross for the stochastics and saying, hey, this is bullish. No, that's not enough, man. That's too dangerous, because look at that. You cross and you crossed again. This is exactly what I mean, and this is what could happen on the daily as well. You cross bullish, cross bearish, cross bullish, cross bearish, and price keeps going down and down and down, right? You cannot trade like that, because when you try to be a bottom picker, top picker in the same situation over there, you could get wrecked. Now this could very well cross again, bullish, and then widen up and start going up, but that's what you want to wait for. You want to wait for that, okay? You want it to cross open, widen up to the bullish side, and then start living above the 20 zone over there. Then you have some confirmation. It's going to line up also with the RSI having its bullish divergence confirmed and going all the way up over to the 21 EMA. May also confirm with the weekly closing above the Tenkin. You're seeing, the 21 EMA. It's currently living above the Tenkin, so that's still good. But you're seeing how you're looking at everything lining up to add the probability in your favor, guys. All right, so again, that's 12-hour. There's a lot more that I can give for the bearish case. In fact, if you were playing the mango vine, there were a lot of opportunities to be a seller on every single one of these bounces. Okay, so now I want to go back to what we were talking about on Friday's video. If you guys do remember, on Friday we said that, hey, we are going to be looking for one last fill, okay, one last big position to add to my position, and that would be at the bottom of the box, right? I was okay with my position at the time, but I wasn't fully happy with my position. I wanted one more last buy, which was essentially going to be underneath this wick over here, and hopefully at the bottom of this blue box. And what do you know, we came right, wick slightly underneath it, but that's where I got my buy around 8,440-ish. got my buy in there, and then I basically was looking to sell at the top of the box. Didn't get all the way quite there. Now if you look back in hindsight, if I'd adjusted the box slightly underneath, it would have been the perfect trade, right? Okay, so I want to explain my mindset over here. Why am I doing this? Why was I looking for a wick towards the bottom of the blue box over here? And why was I looking for it to happen before the end of the month? All right, that was very, very important. If you guys do remember, on Friday's video, we said we are looking for a wick towards the bottom of this blue box over here, and we will be buying it as long as it happens before the month closes. Why is that the case? I really want to explain that. Essentially, we had put in this wick low at the time. The low for the month was 8,519-ish, essentially this wick over here. But I was like, okay, we have a few days to come and test the weekly Tenkin. This blue box over here, guys, the bottom of it has come from the weekly Tenkin. I was looking for that test to get that fill. My plan was to sell the top of the blue box, so essentially not the entire position, but essentially keep scalping this blue box so I can accumulate profits to give me some buffer in case this move goes against me, okay? And even then, I have puts to protect me. So why was it important that it happened before the end of the month? Because if it happened after the month closed, we would have essentially been putting in a new low for this current month, for the month of March. So the month of March would have taken out the low of this month, of the previous month of Feb. Okay, at the time it was this month. So I essentially wanted that Tesla Tenkin to be that month's low. I needed it to be Feb's low so I can get filled and still have the same confidence in my trade. If now we come in and take out that low, okay, even if we bounce after that, I'll be looking to actually scale out of my position. I'll be looking to scale out of my position, and I will be reassessing because my thesis would be invalidated. It doesn't matter if we keep going on after that. It doesn't matter if I get the opportunity to re-enter the trade a little higher. My thesis is invalidated. I will reassess and get back in. I will get back in, and I'm willing to get back. I will get out, and I'm willing to get back in almost immediately. Okay, hear what I said there. Even if it takes me getting out of the trade and getting back in almost immediately, I'd rather do that and follow my rules. I'm invalidated. Get out, reassess, get back in if you have to. All right, that's how I'm looking at it. So going back to what I was saying, if this wick happened towards the end of the month, okay, after the end of the month, I would not have been looking to buy. In fact, I would have been selling on the bounce, scaling out of my position on the bounce of it. Okay, just so you guys know my mindset on this trade, so you guys know how we are going into this month. This month's low is essentially going to be very, very important. I'm looking for this current month low to be higher than this month, because that would mean then that we still do have a chance of putting in a higher high on the monthly time frame. Okay, as of right now, there's a potential that this ends up being a lower high. If we take out that wick underneath over there, guys, it's going to be, in my opinion, a lower high confirmed, and I'll be looking essentially for a high low somewhere around here, perhaps 7,700. okay, that's where I'll be looking for Bitcoin to have some support, and that's probably where I'll be looking to buy some more spot. Do I actually try for a trade over there, leverage trade? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't planned that far ahead just yet. I've begun to think about it, but I will be looking to actually short the bounce on leverage, looking to buy spot. Okay, remember, I have two completely different trading strategies. I do not mix the two. That's just how I do it. Keeps things simple for me, keeps things stress-free for me. All right, so that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I was hoping this video would be a lot shorter, but turns out I had a lot more to talk about than I thought I did. That's usually the case over here. But again, we are playing the weekly chart over here. We are gunning for the weekly to put in a higher low over here. We don't know if it's going to happen or not. These things are hard to predict. We do have some major support. We have the weekly 21, weekly Tenkin, weekly Kijun, but we also have coronavirus. Actually, let's go ahead and talk about the S&P 500 quickly. I do want to talk about this because I want to talk about a psychological mistake I made and a missed trade opportunity, even though I had planned that trade for a while. And this just goes to show how you need to be laser focused and you need to really stick to the plan. Now, I was looking at this level over here, okay, around 284, 285. So 284.5 to 285. And for a while, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, okay, I was looking at this a while ago, and I told Krisha too, when it comes down there, we are going to be buyers. That's going to be an opportunity, okay? But I didn't end up buying. And you know, it wasn't like I was really afraid or I got panicky or anything like that. It's just so weird. I just, for whatever reason, I got caught up in everything that was going on, and I was like, you know, this could very well come lower. But I totally forgot about my trading plan. I didn't forget. I knew that it was. I have no real explanation as to why I did not buy. I just did not buy. But I want to talk to you guys about how why I was looking to buy. Okay, for a while now, everybody was getting extremely bullish, extremely like frothy. I had friends who have never traded before who are buying into the market, longing, buying options, all of that, and they're getting so excited. And these moves, by the way, they look crazy at the time, but this wasn't the volatile move that I was eyeing. For a while now, I was eyeing for a volatile move. I didn't know which direction it was going to happen, but everybody was shorting volatility. And it was only a matter of time before we get a massive volatile move towards one of the directions. Now, if it came towards the downside, I wanted to be in position to be a buyer, but if it went to the upside, it is what it is. It's going to the upside, right? Great. But I had a feeling that, okay, so you guys know this. If you guys on the seed, especially, you guys know that this is one of my favorite patterns, right? Either you have a wedge to the upside and then you do something like this, break to the upside and then down. Okay, this is what I was looking at. This could also happen, by the way, the other way, where you do have a wedge towards the downside and you do something like this, break towards the downside, and then you go the right direction. Now, it seems like we have done the former, right? We had a wedge to the upside, broke to the upside, baited a lot of people, and it actually did bait a lot of retail buyers here. How many friends do you know who have been extremely bullish on the stock market in the past few weeks? Okay, just think about that. And it's exactly what is happening. The psychology of what was happening was playing out perfectly. But when this coronavirus thing came and I was supposed to be buying over here, where did I get this level from? Multiple reasons. It was these horizontals over here, but mainly the weekly Kijun was, remember how the weekly tanking got defended over here, guys? Even over here, I was looking to be a buyer at 268. We didn't get down there. As the Kijun kept going towards the upside, I kept eyeing the Kijun, and lining up with the candle closes, and you can see that right over here, the Kijun flatlined. That's why I was looking at 285 a few weeks ago. Kijun had flatlined right over there. I was looking for that move, and the Kijun is what ended up scaring me. It is so hilarious because the Kijun, the part of the trade that was supposed to be the reason why I took the trade ended up being the reason why I proceed out of the trade. And what ended up happening was the Kijun shot up, right? Because of the aggressive move S&P had, aggressive, the Kijun shot up, and look at that, we end up closing above it anyways, but we were living underneath the Kijun. I'm like, oh man, we're living so far deep underneath the Kijun. Maybe this actually comes down towards the 200 moving average, because we tested it over here too, right? So I got greedy and I didn't put on the trade even though I planned it. I'm like, hey, maybe I get that 263 buy, but we ended up bouncing over there. So hey, missed out on that trade. It is what it is. I'm actually curious to see whether the measured move for this wedge actually is met yet, or does that line up with the 200? Where would you take it from? You take it from here actually, and from the break. Oh man, that's almost perfect, right? Almost perfect. You put it in a little bit, yeah. So the measure move has been met already. That's actually a little bit painful. Missed out on that buy, but yeah, it is what it is. Move on to the next opportunity. Is there anything else I do want to talk about this? Nope, not really. Let's go ahead and talk about Chainlink now. Link USD. Link has been strong. Is it still strong? Whoa, look at that bull wick, guys. Look at that bull wick, wicking off that tankin. Almost perfect, actually perfectly, not almost perfectly, and closing above this horizontal line too. It's actually going to close the week above $3.86. It's going to close the week above this high too. Literally everything we said that Chainlink needs to do to look really good, it's like it's listening to our videos. It's like, oh yeah, did Sean say that? I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. And it's making it very difficult to be bearish on this asset. Link does not want us to be bearish. And how does this look? Coming and actually wicking off our green horizontal line at 430, which is the new middle of our range, by the way, guys. We talked about this on previous video too. So here we have $4.30. The Tenkin right over there, is it being resistance? It looks like it. It looks like it. We closed slightly underneath it, and it looks like it is being defended. The bears are defending it, wicking off the 10 SMA low. But this doesn't look too bad at all. This doesn't look too bad. I'd be looking at the weekly chart and bouncing off that Kijun very, very aggressively, closing multiple candles above the 21 EMA, 10 SMA too. This is looking really good, guys. Chainlink is making things extremely confusing, very confusing. So the weekly is looking good, right over there. This is the bull wick. Depends on how the next weeks go. If we actually close this week green, guys, it's going to be so good, so good. Does Link actually pull that off too? We have 13 hours. Who knows, man? Who knows? Let's go ahead and look at the lower time frames. You can start with the 4-hour. Getting supported off that tank, over here we have the bullish TK cross. After getting the bearish TK cross, let's go ahead and hide the horizontals. We got the bearish TK cross somewhere around here, I do believe. Yep, right over here. Man, that was perfect, perfect. This is another example of how perfect Link trades. Get the bearish TK cross, get the retest, and drive down towards the 200 MA. Have a fake out over here, living underneath it for a couple of candles, and then drive back up, closing now very well above the Kijun and the Tenkin, having a bullish cross right over there. Let's see what the Ichimoku is saying on that note. And yep, using the top of the cloud over here as resistance. Tenkin being supportive though. Let's see how this plays out. The 4-hour does say that it may want to. I don't have a strong opinion over here, guys. Usually when you're living in the cloud like this, it is a no trade zone. But when you look at the high time frames, the weekly, the daily, I missed the trade, guys. I missed the trade, right? The trade was right over there at $3.26, as well as on Link BTC, we wicked off that Tenkin as well, right? Right over there. So I missed it on the. So usually I can tell myself, you know what, Sean, the trade was on the USD chart, so you didn't have much of an opportunity on the BTC chart. Don't feel too bad, but this was a really good opportunity. And what is that? 30% move. Link BTC is looking so strong, man. We're actually going to close higher. We've already put in a new high. Link BTC has made a new high. When did this happen? I'm trying not to look at the chart because this makes me feel like crap. It happened somewhere around here. It happened on 29 Feb 1:30. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is looking good. Finding support on the Kijun on the 1-hour time frame. Don't get too caught up on the lower time frames though, guys. May come down and test the Tenkin over here. The Tenkin moving aggressively away from the Kijun. If we do lose the Tenkin, there might be an opportunity to get down to opportunity for me. I don't know if I want to buy that though. Let's go ahead and look at the 12-hour. This does look a little bit toppy, but I'm not sure if I'm being biased over here. I would not listen to me over here, guys. I would not listen to me. But if we hold the 12-hour above this zone over here, let's go ahead and put a horizontal. It's going to look really good. Okay, we already have horizontals there. Yeah, so we already have horizontals over there. Yeah, that orange line. If we hold a 12-hour above there, and we're wicking right off the second horizontal, just put right over there. We can turn that to orange too. Link looking really good. Not much I can say about it. Closes over here. I'd likely look for it to test back up to the zone over here at around 49,400 Satoshi, perhaps make a new high after this. Link BTC looking really good. Link USD looking really good. Not much to say about it. The weekly on Link BTC is looking spectacular, actually. Phenomenal. This is one strong asset. Yep, so that's Link BTC, guys. That's BTC USD as well, and Link USD. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Throw it a like, throw a subscribe, leave a comment down below of the type of content you guys are interested in, and I will try and get that out for you guys. See you soon.